Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's that guy 29 coming at you here for a quick video. Well, at least I think it is. Um, Got a one card showcase today. Uh, it's probably the oldest card or the second oldest card that I have now. And it's part of the project I'm working on to get at least one card of every player born in Iowa that played in the major leagues. And today's entry is Edmund Bing Miller. And got this good looking 1922 E120 American Caramel. As you can see there in a 1.5. Really beautiful card. I love you got the player over here. You got the glove and the bat. And then the opposite corners, different pose, kind of a pitcher. But just a real cool looking card. You can imagine getting that at the time it came out. Caramel Candy Company there. And there's the back. Lift that up just, big glare. That's a little better. And you can see there out of York, Pennsylvania, or Lancaster, PA. Little blurb at the bottom says, this picture is one of a series of 240 pictures of baseball stars, 15 players in each of the 16 major league teams. We supply handsome blank albums to hold 120 pictures, one for American League, one for National League, for 16 cents each post paid. So that would be really cool. I'm sure they're out there. I've never seen one, but would love to. I've seen these cards on a couple different channels. It's not like they're super, super rare, but it's really cool to see nonetheless. Just a quick rundown of Mr. Miller's time. He was one of 8 kids born near Urbana, Iowa, which is over in eastern Iowa by Cedar Rapids. They later moved to a farm near Vinton, which is just to the west of Cedar Rapids, about 10 miles. And had a younger brother that was 5 years younger that also played in the majors but they made their debut at about the same time. He served in World War I, so he was a vet. Served time in France. Before that, though, he'd started his professional career playing in eastern Iowa, where he played for Clinton. And the only reason he chose Clinton over Cedar Rapids, it was $10 a month more. So I found that kind of interesting. When he came back from the war, he went to the Tigers organization, but they ended up sending him down to Little Rock to play for the Travelers there. And later on, he was sold twice by the Travelers to the Senators of Washington and Pittsburgh. Kennesaw Mountain Landis became commissioner and was forced to decide which team his contract actually belonged to. Eventually, the Senators were ruled as the winners, and so he became a senator. Started the year 1921. Was 26 at that time. Hit 288. Got traded after that season to the A's of Philadelphia. That winter as part of a 3-team deal. Not Joe Dugan was a name from the Red Sox that you may have heard of. Roger Peckinpah got sent to the Senators. So a couple names that I'd have heard of at least. Jose Acosta and Frank O'Rourke were a couple other people involved in that trade. So he was a really good hitter, playing for Connie Mack. Connie Mack moved him from the outfield to first base from time to time. And by 26, he was coming off of seasons of hitting .342 and .319. And then in June, Miller got traded to the St. Louis Browns for Baby Doll Jacobson. Reinvigorated his bat. Hit .331 for the rest of the 26 year. Followed that up .325. The Browns being the Browns were always looking for a better deal. And lo and behold, in 1927, Connie Mack rescued him again and sent Dolly Gray to the Browns in a straight-up trade. By this time, entering the 28th season, he was a 33-year-old outfielder who still hit well enough, and he finished sixth that year in the batting race, hit .329, and he led the league in being hit by pitches with 8, and the A's finished second that year. Coming into 29, the A's absolutely dominated the American League, and he was a big part of that. Career high in base hits with 184, had 16 triples, and he hit .331 and stole 24 bases at the age of 33. So that was, or 34, excuse me. Rather impressive in my book. Also had a 28-game hitting streak, and they ended up playing the Cubs in the World Series, and in true Cub fashion, they found a way to blow it. And he ended up having the winning double, hit a double off the scoreboard in Philadelphia in front of President Herbert Hoover, also a native Iowan. And they ended up winning that game and the series 4-1. They followed that up the following year with another World Series title. And this time he was the eighth oldest player in the league, and he continued his success. I just lost my notes, fell down. He followed that up with a 100 RBI season, hit under 300, but it was his only 100 RBI season of his career. Ended up getting traded to the Red Sox, where he basically was turned into a pinch hitter. And that's kind of finished out his career with them. He went on to coach with not only the Athletics, but also the Tigers. And he turned into kind of a mentor to a young Iowan that you may have heard of by the name of Hal Trotsky. Ended up playing several years, winning world titles with the Cleveland Indians. So a very storied career. Was a lifetime .311 hitter, hit over 308 times, 2 World Series as a player, and another one as a coach with the Tigers in 1940. So just wanted to share a little bit about Edmund Bing Miller, native Iowan, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I've been seeing more and more of these types of videos, and I find them intriguing to learn more about. This is a guy that had a really good career. Played parts of 12 years, 13 years in the majors, 14 years in the majors, excuse me, and career over 300 hitters. So he did receive 6 votes the one year he was on the Hall of Fame ballot, but that's where that ended. So hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other knowledge of Edmund Bing Miller. He did die somewhat tragically at the age of 71. He had gone to see a game at Scheid Park, by that time was Connie Mack Stadium, but was in a car accident on the way home and died the next day from complications of that. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for stopping by. Remember, collect what you love what you collect.